Hey there, book people! I am back with another installment of the library book sale haul. I'm gonna guess that this will be my last library book sale haul for a while, as I'm about to move, and I'm assuming the library in my hometown has book sales. I just don't know how regularly that they have them. This is the same book sale that I went to with my boyfriend last month, and we made a video detailing our findings there, and I'll, just for grins, post that video in the down bar if you haven't seen it. And I'm doing this video solo today. He did get some things, but he is always a little bit more reasonable than me. That's okay, because I got a lot of cool things, and I'm still very happy to show them to you. In this haul, I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I was kind of hoping maybe to find some good novels, because I haven't read a lot of fiction in a long time, and for me, nonfiction has become a comfort zone, so I wanted to push out of that a little bit with my summer reading. However, I found 5 good-looking novels and 5 promising nonfiction books. I'm very excited with some of the fiction books that I found. Sometimes I'm unsure of the quality of the books that are on the library book sale shelf, because a lot of it is stuff I've never heard of, like really never heard of before, and there might be a reason that it's on the book sale shelf, you know what I mean? This time some authors jumped out at me that I recognize, so that's exciting. And the same with the nonfiction books. I found some things that I've actually had on my long Goodreads to be read list, and now I've got a copy, so that's wonderful. I also found a couple books that I almost got last time, and for whatever reason thought, maybe not now, and it was good to have to kind of like walk away for a while and then come back to it, realizing that, yeah, I definitely do want to read that book. Without further ado, here's the haul in no order. This book, Signal and Noise, is actually one of the books that I unwrapped in my book unwrapping video, and this is one that I had never heard of before, and I hadn't seen it there before, but I read the inside flap, and it seems to be a novel about the laying of the transatlantic cable. That sounds like fun. I don't recognize any of the names that blurbed it on the back, any of the little reviews, but it's pretty thick, and it was only 50 cents, and it's a historically driven novel, so hopefully it doesn't disappoint, and if it does, I tried it. I'll hopefully know a little bit more about the transatlantic cable, and it'll only be 50 cents. Fun fact, in the historical museum that I work in, we have a small piece of the transatlantic cable, so this is an obscure historical topic near and dear to my heart. This is a book called The Biographer's Tale, also totally new to me. It's by A.S. Bryant. This seems like the best of both worlds for me as far as what I tend to read, because I love biography and memoir, and this is a novel about a biography. When that's done, I'll let you know. That'll definitely be on my summer read list. Next, this is a book that I saw last time and wasn't sure about, and then I came back and got this time. It's by Marian Keyes. It is called The Brightest Star in the Sky, and from what I gather, again from the inside flap, this is about a group of tenants living in a townhouse in Ireland, in Dublin. It seems to be kind of like a magical realism setup. A spirit, quote unquote, starts residing in the building, and all of the tenants had never interacted with each other until this mystical occurrence, and I guess it like forces them all to have to interact with each other. I don't really know what it's about, but I do enjoy books about just really everyday people, so a townhouse obviously is a good setup to have a wide number of regular people with their own quirky stories. This will hopefully also not be disappointing. The last 2 novels I got I actually have heard about. The first one is A Short History of Riding Tractors in Ukraine by Marina Lueka? Hopefully I didn't terribly butcher her name. I read Strawberry Fields by Marina Lueka last semester in a contemporary British literature class and fell so in love with her. So this was a big treat to find. This is one of those books that I was surprised made it onto the book sale cart, but I'm kind of glad that I did, because now I have it. All around, it's got a really nice little cover design. She tends to write about working class people and immigrants in England. Another enchanting story about everyday people. This also has priority on the summer reading list, and when it's done, there will definitely be a review, and hopefully I can find my copy of Strawberry Fields and do a little review. Last novel I found jumped off the cart at both me and my boyfriend, and we had kind of that awkward moment where we stared there looking at it like, you can take it. No, you can take it. No, you take it. Okay, good. I wound up taking it, and I will give it to him when I'm done. We are both Michael Chabon fans. He is more well-read in Chabon than me. There we go. So this is my first official Michael Chabon read. It is Telegraph Avenue. I think it's one of his most recent stories. I started reading Chabon's The Yiddish Policemen's Union this semester and really liked it, but just didn't have a lot of time to devote to it. So I returned it to the library and plan to read Chabon this summer. I'm going to start with this one because now I own it. Can't tell you what it's about because I don't know, but I'll give you the old review when it's done. Oh, not bad as far as novel selection. I don't believe I got any novels last time. I might have gotten a few. I don't quite remember, but we did this time. Moving on to nonfiction, I also got half and half, books I wanted to get last time but left, and books that I am vaguely familiar with but haven't gotten to read. The first one, I'm so excited about this. It's called Doing Nothing, A History of Loafers, Loungers, Slackers, and Bums in America. And it's all about the rise of the notion of the work ethic, and particularly the Americanized idea of work ethic, following workers in the middle class, the Industrial Revolution, and thereafter. I'm a big fan of social history type books, and this one just seems kind of strange, like in a good way. So I'm gonna read about slackers and bums in America. Next, we have Marilynne Robinson's Gilead. This is a memoir. My boyfriend read this in like January and had read me excerpts of it, and it was really touching. I only vaguely remember what it's about. I think it's about a pastor? I don't quite recall. I just remember loving the sections that he would read to me, and this was 25 cents. Therefore, it was a no-brainer purchase. Here's a book that I once almost bought, I think, at the regular bookstore and didn't. I Was Told There'd Be Cake, Essays by Sloane Crossley. She is a contemporary essayist. She's a little bit younger. From what I have read of hers, maybe a little bit less academic than other female essayists I like, but still very interesting. Sloane Crossley is a magazine writer for magazines like Salon and the New York Times. I realize the New York Times is a newspaper, but you know what I mean. The back blurbs compares her to Dorothy Parker, so you know that it's going to be quality. Also, it's got this nice like frosted paper cover and it smells wonderful. I've been reading some essays and some short stories over the last semester to break me out of my reading slump. It should be a good catalyst for more heavy and summer reading. Next, The Man Who Loved Books Too Much. The Story of a Thief, a Detective, and a World of Literary Obsession by Alison Hoover Bartlett. Long story short, I'm pretty sure that this is the story that inspired The Book Thief, and the back blurbs are so promising. The top one is by Erik Larson, who wrote The Devil in the White City, which is also a social history that I have enjoyed skimming through. Cannot wait to read more in depth. Larry McMurdy, the author of Lonesome Dove, blurbed this, as well as Lynn H. Nichols, who wrote The Rape of Europa, one of my favorite history books. It is so well researched. So I figure that if a fiction author like Larry McMurdy, who's an American classic, speaks highly of this book, the narrative of the research has got to be good. And then if these really, really successful research writers like Lynn Nichols and Erik Larson are blurbing it, this is going to be an all-around smash hit. Last book from the library sale is The Spiral Staircase by Karen Armstrong. The subtitle is My Climb Out of Darkness. This is another book my boyfriend had read and recommended to me, and we were both kind of pleasantly surprised to find this at the library sale. I always enjoy books on theology as well, especially when the person involved has gone through a number of conversions to different branches or different religions. This hits on a couple of my own personal interests in reading. Also, it's a very nice book. I love it when books have uncut signatures, so the pages just look really pretty. Pretty good success for the library book sale this time. Now, the two books that I said I got later in the day are from Nowhere Special. I won't lie, they're from Walmart, but I had gone with a friend for some random household items, and of course we swung through the book section. Here's a little fact about the Walmart book section. It is pulp crime novels, smut novels, and occasionally, like, regular books. The only thing they were really carrying were John Green books, so I finally got myself a copy of The Fault in Our Stars. Reading John Green is one of my 2014 resolutions, because even though I'm not a huge YA fan, The sense that I get from John Green is that he translates well to fans of contemporary fiction as well, so I'm going to give this the old college try. I also have Paper Towns from a YA lit class that I started to take and had to drop, but this one, I know the storyline loosely, and I know that I wouldn't regret purchasing this. So I'm going to read The Fault in Our Stars this summer. That might be also one of my first summer reads because it's going to be a little bit lighter. And then I also got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This is a book that my good friend at Mamie Reads has read, talked up quite a bit. And at first I wasn't so sure because I'm kind of iffy on like paranormal stuff, but I was looking through it and this book contains really creepy old photographs. So as an art history major, I was sucked in right away. From what I've read on the back, the story is largely inspired by these real antique photographs, some of which I have seen before. Some of them we don't know the photographer, some of them definitely float around Pinterest. The author has come up with the story of children in a home and uses these peculiar photographs to construct a narrative of the peculiar members of this children's home, I suppose. So, seems a little out there, but kind of rooted in art, maybe not too fluffy. That one I'm not going to read at night, just in case. But I read Doris Lessing's The Fifth Child last semester and loved it, and that's a super creepy book. So I'm guessing that it's going to be kind of similar to that in mood. So there you have it. That was my weekend haul. I'm gonna from now on really be trying not to buy any more books. Had been hoping to go back to my used bookstore here in town and get a copy of Lonesome Dove, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna get a version for my Kindle very soon. Alright, thanks for sticking around this long. Hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're reading, and if you've hauled anything recently, you should let me know because I always love looking at those. And if you have any comments or thoughts on these books, I invite them. Otherwise, I will see you on the flippity flip.